vanish. By a power to the unknown, thou canst never be alone. Thou art wrapped as with a shroud, thou art gathered in a cloud, and forever shalt thou dwell in the spirit of this spell.
This is Christoph from avantgardemetal.com, and I'm sitting here together with the legend himself, with Mr. Markus Stock, who currently is on tour with VISION BLEAK. It was pretty difficult to find through here to your concert, through all your many thousands of fans. I was really surprised. Lots of noise out there and many people screaming. I don't know, why do they call you Stuttgart 21?
That's just our, our secret moniker. So we are here playing a secret concert tonight under the moniker of Stuttgart 21.
Markus, with the VISION BLEAK, you are gone in a completely different direction than with the band you started with Empyrium. How would you say are the differences? Or what did you bring you to change the spiritual and calm sides of your music into this very furious, hellish music?
You know, when I quit Empyrium, it was like I did Empyrium for 8 years, and Empyrium went more mellow from record to record. So and I've always been a metalhead since I'm 14 years old, you know, and I really wanted to bring the metal side in myself to the fore and do more more furious music than I did with Empyrium. And also the theme of horror has fascinated me since I'm a little child, because I started watching horror movies far too early. Like when I was an 8-year-old child, I watched the American Werewolf movie, which gave me a couple of sleepless nights, and that was something I maybe in very core of me, it's something I wanted to work on, you know.
Mm-hmm. So also the more extreme side of romanticism.
Definitely.
It's kind of a development out of the natural development.
It's not so far in the end than what we did with Empyrium. You know, in Empyrium we did legends and folk tales always, or fairy tales, which is like, you know, fairy tales are like the early horror movies in a way, you know. Mm-hmm. So it's not so far from it, but of course it was, for me it was important when I quit with Empyrium that I do something different musically and not repeat myself like doing an acoustic album about werewolves, you know.
And thematically you always also get sometimes inspirations from kind of classic authors like H.P. Lovecraft. If you could select between H.P. Lovecraft and Edgar Allan Poe, whom would you choose to spend the night with?
To spend the night with? I don't know, the more handsome guy probably. I think Lovecraft was maybe the more interesting character because he was more weird, you know. Poe was a very disillusioned, very sad person. Yeah, probably very interesting to have a talk with as well. But I think Lovecraft was so weird in his mind, and so he was an outsider, you know, like in the short story of him, you know, sitting in his chamber writing letters all day, having almost no social contacts in the outside world. You know, and he was a real lone guy and a pretty interesting character with really strong views about many things. And I really like people that have views, you know, and have opinions on things instead of, you know, tolerating everything, for example.
So your personal way is more the weird line, the alien line, more than this very depressive direction.
I don't know. I definitely always felt a little bit like an outsider, even when I was a young child. Even I'm a very social guy, but still I recognized pretty early in school already that my interests are not the same like my school colleagues. You know, I've always been a little. I started listening to music when I was like 8 years old, and in the 4th grade I already had an Iron Maiden shirt, and which was pretty unusual, you know. But it's also because I grew up with 3 elder brothers, you know, and
So you had to rebel against the
Brothers.
I had a strong urge to rebel. Yeah. You can ask my mother about it. Yeah. She had a hard time with me when I was in my youth, you know. So, but I've always been attracted to the not so common and the weird stuff. Yeah.
And now after these 10 years, I've heard you're going to return back to the romantic part of your heart
Yeah.
to revitalize Empyrium again.
Yes.
Can you already say anything about this?
Yeah, we just, it wasn't actually really planned that we do Empyrium again. Prophecy asked us if we want to contribute a song to a compilation they bring out, which is features a lot of bands that I love to listen to as well, like Ulver and Teni. And it's all about nature, romanticism and mystics, and they asked us, it would be cool to have an Empyrium song exclusive on there. So after some time of thinking, I thought, why not? Let's try how it feels when we compose a new song, and it felt really good because it has all the Empyrium trademarks, that song, or that new direction we are actually following. But it's still different. It's more mature. It's more, I don't know, not quite so much Sturm und Drang like the early Empyrium stuff, but from a more calm perspective, and it feels really good to do it again.
So calm in the vein of peaceful.
Peaceful, yeah. Peaceful is a good word. It's very peaceful music. It's not so dark after all.
Maybe this has to do also something with your new role as a family father?
Maybe, I don't know. I always think you have to, as an artist, you have to find a balance, So I think why I do stuff like the VISION BLEAK and focus on the weird and the dark side is because I want to find a mental balance, because everybody has an abyss within himself, and it's a part of of finding your mental balance to accept that abyss and to think about it and for me, music or art is that acceptation of my abyss that is inside myself, and find the balance within myself. When you go to a mental hospital, people are really sad. They would sing hallelujah, because they want to find that balance as well. So I think that's a natural thing. You don't have to be a real dark person to make dark music. So, but I don't know if it's maybe because I'm a family father, it's more peaceful. I think it also has to do with age. When I stopped Empyrium, I was like 20 years old. Now I'm 32. So that's 10 years or 12 years since I composed Weiland. 12 years more of inspiration, of learning, and so on. Yeah.